Well, guys, there was a little interesting slash suspicious moments today on Twitter regarding some deleted tweets that I think we can kind of read into here and talk about what may be happening with a possible FIFA game. A FIFA 2K has been the rumor for a couple years now, but there was something interesting with that today, and we'll go and look at that. We got Dreamchasers Team 2 that the whole team's been leaked. A couple SBCs as well. That kind of looks exactly what you'd expect it to. Looks pretty good and stuff. There was some controversy around an SBC that was leaked, an Icon SBC, because it has 2 playstyle pluses, which is kind of strange considering you expect it to have 3, but we'll get into that and what player that is. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. There will be a link in the description down below. They are the cheapest and the safest option. You can use my code JFC at checkout for an 8% discount. There's actually a lot of stuff to get into today, so let's not waste any more time. Thank you for being here, of course. I do want to give a couple tips on my second channel later regarding low-driven shots that I've noticed. There's a couple playstyles combined with them and a couple stats that really help with them, at least in my experience so far. But okay, yeah, well, let's get into content today. All right, let's get into some leaks now. But yeah, we talked about content already quite a bit over the last couple of days, and this promo does seem like, at least it's right now, it's kind of slowing down a bit, and we're gonna see it probably during Team 2 be somewhat of the same, I would guess. I think this 2-week promo is going to be a bit of a slowdown period as we near towards Team of the Season, because as we know, the power curve is kind of going crazy over the last few weeks to a month or so. But okay, very first things, just a couple of EA Direct tweets I want to quickly get out of the way here. First of all, you can now use loans in Rush. EA announced today, just a couple of hours ago, so I guess that's something. It will count towards a match, by the way, so I guess that's a change, maybe more useful for next year, I guess, if you want to use your loan in Rush. And then also we got a 2-month-old compensation today. So the Team of the Year Crafting Upgrade SBC was released and then removed from the game January 25th. The Team of the Year Crafting Upgrade just now got its compensation literally 2 months and 2 days later. So if somehow you ended up with a pack in your store, this is probably what it was from. It was from 2 months ago. And I just want to remind you guys, by the way, that there's still Division Rivals rewards missing from October. Yes, that is correct. Like I think it was the end of October, like maybe the 3rd week of Division Rivals, somewhere in there, very rough estimate, very early on into the year, and we still have not seen them. I'm still owed like Division 2 Rivals rewards, or Division 1 Rivals rewards from October. We just never got. So 2 months, that's chump change compared to those fucking Rivals rewards. But okay, let's get on to the title of the video now. And we talked about this a couple weeks ago, that FIFA was teaming up with Mythical Games to make what looks like a mobile game called FIFA Rivals, right? People were wondering if this was coming to console and it would be the only FIFA game, because we have a deleted tweet here that shout out eafc. I don't know how he has a screenshot, but he does. This was what the tweet used to say that has now been deleted. It said, the only officially licensed FIFA game built by Mythical. This has been removed. The new tweet is, the first official FIFA mobile game is coming this summer. And this tweet here had 18 million views, right? And I'm sure most of us watching this video, like, we're probably not gonna be playing that kind of game, but there's obviously a pretty big audience for it. And clearly they were told by somebody to change it from the only licensed game to the first licensed game, which to me, honestly, I know it's just one deleted tweet, and there's a chance, of course, that it's kind of meaningless, but if I had to guess here, that does, at the very least, it shows that there can and probably will be another game with the FIFA license that, I mean, it's once again another kind of hint towards something out there. That what is FIFA working on? They talked about wanting to make a console game that rivaled EA, and this was basically a mobile game, and it probably won't be the only licensed FIFA game. So it stirred up actually more rumors today regarding a FIFA 2K, and there were some tweets about it kind of gaining some traction today. There's no new information literally apart from this tweet, but it's just very suspicious, right? But okay, so let's get on to the Dreamchasers stuff now. We do have Muller's official stats and playstyle pluses, and if you look at it, it's pretty funny. He's got 3 shooting playstyle pluses: finesse, power shot, and low driven, which, how useful is that? I don't know. It's kind of more of a fun card, fun aspects to him rather than crazy useful, but the card itself looks pretty good. 91 pace, 95 shot, 90 dribbling. Hard to say pretty good on a card like that, but that's kind of what the power curve is nowadays. But I will say, if this guy's in front of goal, you're not saving it. At least no keeper in this game probably saving it, except one that I'm going to bring this up right now because it's a smooth transition. position. We got this Edwin van der Sar leak, Van der Sar official stats, and it has 3 playstyle pluses for a goalkeeper. Now, keep in mind, one is pinged pass plus here, so I don't know how useful that's actually going to be, but this does kind of hint towards the fact that at some point here, we're going to see goalkeepers with 3 playstyle pluses and probably 3 goalkeeper playstyle pluses as well, which shows you at some point in the year, we probably will end up seeing 4 playstyle plus goalkeepers, which maybe that's necessary considering keepers are not that great right now. I will say saves with feet trait is definitely one of the best ones in the game right now, and Van der Sar does have that, but you do worry sometimes seeing 3 playstyle pluses or possibly 4 in 2 months on a keeper that, like, holy shit, they might be broken. But I don't know, right now with low driven shots, keepers aren't broken right now, that's for sure. Apart from when the keeper rushes out, that I think is still pretty damn good. But okay, we got news that a LOM SBC would be coming out during this promo, and people were very hyped up about that because we thought it might look something like this, right? But we did get the official card just a few hours later, and this was where the controversy came in. He only has 80 physical and 2 playstyle pluses as a fullback, so people were not very happy about that. I saw an AC tweet as well that said, you know, we went from this SBC to this, it's Hullet to LOM, and yeah, we can't have a 5 million coin SBC every week. I mean, that's insane. But I do see where people would have some disappointment with this card. If it's really cheap though, then it's like, it's gonna be pretty damn good still. Yeah, and once again, it does kind of illustrate the whole power curve going too fast, but then LOM, we get leaked and he's not that crazy and people aren't happy about it. So where is the balance there? Does there need to be a better balance? Do we need to have better expectations, or should we expect more? You know, let me know what you guys think in the comments. But with that, we also got word that apparently the Brazilian icon SBC is just not going to be a thing. That was just a FUT Police Leaks, who's usually like super spot on, teased that, and it was just not a thing. So there you go. Thanks FUT Police Leaks for the false hope. And then the other SBC leak is Gabrielle, and the official stats as well are here. Jockey and Anticipate with 88 pace. Some pretty good stats there on Gabrielle, and I think that's Dreamchasers, right? Not Road to the Final. We did have it leaked that we will see more Road to the Final SBCs as well this week, so keep that in mind. But okay, let's look at the whole team here because there's a lot of players to look at. These are the official stats as well, and play styles. Lewandowski has finesse and low driven. Mo Salah looks like a standard Mo Salah card. This Thuram, wow, that Thuram's going to be a crazy card, because even base Thuram, who just had slide tackle plus, was still crazy good, so I can't even imagine him with 2 defending play styles. Javi has 3 passing play styles with 99 passing. That's pretty crazy. Kaká looks insane as well. Valverde over there looks cracked. Joshua Kimmich, Incisive and Anticipate. Diani, Edwin van der Sar. Kessler has 3 playstyle pluses. Some really nice playstyles too. Incisive, Tiki-Taka, and Finesse. Those might be 3 tier 1 playstyles there. That's a pretty crazy card. Nuno Menj, Allison. Down here we got Cordoba, looks pretty damn good. Renard looks pretty good. Cherky's card. Trickster and Technical, only 85 pace on that Cherky. Bailey has low driven plus though. Moving on down here, we got Pedro, who has Finesse and Tiki-Taka with 91s on his first 4 face stats there, which is kind of funny. Delict in there, Kubo, Bentancur. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of going to be the exact same thing we saw this week, I'm assuming. These cards actually debatably are higher rated and possibly even better than Team 1. So somehow, some way, let's not rule out Packway getting worse this next week. But Bahoya as well as leaked here. Road to the Final, not knockout, SBC or objective there. And then seeing that, I'm assuming we're going to have more Road to the Finals. And then we got this one, this Liga F player of the month. It was Gio Garbellini, who unfortunately probably won't be an insane card, and Payor, who I think was like far and away most goals and assists. I think she didn't win it just because of voter fatigue, I'm pretty sure. And I'm assuming Payor's card would have probably been better than this one, so we kind of got robbed again of like a potentially good player of the month SBC. We'll see what they do with this card, but people on Twitter today were disappointed again that it wasn't another crazy card. And I thought it kind of was interesting that they decided to release a German right back slash CDM with Anticipate and Long Ball and these stats, and it's basically the same card. I mean, you got icon chemistry, which is a big part of this, but this is like the same card. I mean, this one card might have more play styles, and not even considering the debate itself of like SBC stats now versus team of the year, whatever. I don't really care about that. It's just funny seeing the same exact card almost being released like this, but EA released so many SBCs. This is probably just going to happen over time, you know, as things go on. But also we got the Prem Player of the Month nominees, and Bruno Fernandes is the most likely winner here, just to keep you updated with that. Should be next Friday, I believe, like a week from today, we should see Player of the Month Bruno, or at least that's what's expected here. And then also, we do now know the season pass rewards, thanks to Morsi, who got there first. This gives plus 4-star skills, and the other one gives plus 4-star weak foot, so it does make them go to 5-star skills or to 5-star weak foot, and it's max 90 rated. So it does go up by 1, which I guess is something. And maybe that's a hint that from now on, playstyle Evos maybe will be 90 rated, but it is a rating increase at least. And then next here, I want to cover this, but I want to caveat this with also saying FC25 Leaks has kind of been exposed recently a little bit as not really having his own stuff. So take this with a pretty big grain of salt, but he does say big evolutions are coming, bomb emoji, bomb emoji, bomb emoji. And I looked at like some of the more reliable ones and I didn't see anything yet, but maybe he does know. He's had leaks in the past, so wanted to just throw it out there because it is something somebody is saying right now. I just wanted to say as well, this tweet came across my timeline, and we are closer to FIFA 30 than this. And that, I mean, just imagine playing EA Sports FC 30. I mean, that just doesn't even sound right. That doesn't sound like it could be possible to play FC 30, but it's closer than it is to this screenshot right here. But okay, let's talk about some market stuff right now. And the first thing I want to talk about is this Beckenbauer card, right? This Beckenbauer has been extinct at 3 million for, I mean, the whole week that he's been out, right? We got that new center back pick that we talked about yesterday. We talked about that leak that we saw that it was a 1 of 3 base icon or base hero center back card, and that was actually a tradable pick. And because people just opened anything, people opened this, and some people got Beckenbauer, and now Beckenbauer is down to, I mean, he's gonna get down to 250k here in no time. But this just kind of shows you people open anything. Okay, people will just open literally any pick or pack that's in the store, because a 1 of 3 base icon or base hero center back just sounds like a horrible value. Yes, it's like 70k discard or whatever. That just sounds like a stupid pack to open. But yeah, I want to recommend you guys right now. There is a chance that this Vinny card, considering 90 rated Evos are on the way here, there's a chance this Vinny card actually ends up being kind of like that gold Leao was, where he was just insanely expensive for, I want to say, over a month. He was like extinct at 80k, right? There is a chance here that Vinny, you know, his price range is 160 is his max, that if he's able to be used in an evolution, I would bet he goes up to that. And if they raise his price range at 250k, he probably goes to that. So I would recommend, if you have spare coins, look at buying a Vinny maybe for the upcoming evolutions. I feel like he's going to be insane in one of them coming up here. 1 playstyle plus 95 pace. Seeing these stats and stuff, I feel like he's very likely to be in an Evo coming up pretty damn soon. And I do want to say, if that leak is true, where we're going to see big evolutions, I mean, borderline at this point, big evolutions crash the market more than like big teams and packs do at this point. Because, for example, this Raul is down at 888,000 over the week. Look at his graph and price. I mean, it was 2.1 million. I know this is like right after he dropped, so it's very, very volatile at this point, but just seeing how much they drop, that's a big attacker Evo, right? That 500k Evo. If we get another one of those, say it's a center mid or a center back or another striker or a winger, you will see that position obviously die in price. So I just want to throw it out there that I know it's one of those things again where it's kind of similar to the FOMO thing, where somebody leaks that this card's going to be used in an Evo or there's certain Evo requirements, and then you go out and buy those cards because even though you think it probably is fake, there's still that chance that it could be legit. That's kind of how it is with this. It's like, if that is legit, you're not going to want to be in on anything almost at all if that is legit, but it most likely isn't. But if it's like 70-30, do you want to take that chance? I don't know. And somebody said yesterday, if you had one thing to invest in, what would that be? It'd be Team of the Week cards. I think Team of the Weeks are just super easy. High rated Team of the Week cards especially will be, I think, just good investments over time here, especially as we get closer to Team of the Season. I think during Team of the Season, these cards will be 20,000 plus at least. And I think we will get there incrementally because EA will want to do it incrementally and increase those prices. So if I had to guess, Team of the Weeks will be the first thing I invest in. And it's one of those things where you might have to wait a week or 2 or 3, but it's a matter of time. But okay, let's read your comments now. And there were some people yesterday saying, like, I actually kind of like the promo. For example, Pierce here is like, I'm not doing Hullet, and since this week, I've started to fill my storage with 70 dupes of 87 to 90 rated cards. There's a menu grind if you put the time in right now. And I do think, yeah, there's some good things with this promo. It's not the worst of all time. I think it can't be with the Dreamchasers grind SBC, but with the pack weight being this bad, that's what really tips it over the edge for me, for it to just be like, come on, man. It makes the grind feel longer when you're not packing anything at all and like any of your picks or packs you open. But obviously that's a very anecdotal. You might have packed something crazy and then you feel good about it. So then we got Moofseen here, who says, I don't know why I am so bad while playing 4213. I tried every variation of it to no avail. Maybe it's because I love to control the game with more possession and passing. I guarantee you that is why. Sometimes the most meta of anything, but especially a formation, just might not be that good for you. In FIFA, more than anything, you know, in COD, it's like there's kind of a, you can see stats and be like, hey, this is the best gun, like time to kill. This is literally the best gun. If you're not using that, there's no better gun. In FIFA, there's so many variables to it that it's so preferential on what you like that you might be best with. So the 4213 being good for one person or even the majority of people does not mean it's going to be very good for you. And that goes with a card, that goes with a play style, that goes with a lot of things. That's kind of why I do enjoy a lot of parts of this game in the theory, because there's so many variables to it, so many different ways to play it. That's why I like a lot about it, more so than I think some other games out there. And I know that most people still all play the same way and to the, you know, conforming to the meta and stuff, but I have a lot of fun just doing different stuff. I think this game is a lot of fun for that, to give the game some credit if you're not super caring about wins to the point where you're okay with maybe losing a game or two every weekend league by trying out some different stuff. But Eagles fan says something that I was seeing some people on the comment section say a lot, and that was that I completed Hullet and now I don't even want to play anymore. Great card. I'm just burned out on the game and the daily grind. Yeah, if you completed Hullet and you're not somebody who like spends money on the game, that probably took a long time to do, a lot of fodder save up that you either had to do during this promo or before it, to the point where you're putting in hours and hours and hours that you might now feel burnt out. And that's the argument people use for people buying FC points. It's like, I could spend 20 bucks here and 30 bucks here to not feel that burnout and enjoy the game more. And that is where, as somebody like me who still advocates against it, it's hard to tell somebody, no, you can't do that. It's like, no, you can spend your money however you like to. And obviously there's the time versus money aspect to everything. But yeah, I feel you. And the comment section did too. Many people agreed with you. And I saw a lot of similar sentiments that like I was kind of burnt out post Hullet. I didn't really want to play anymore because I just put so much time in. And that kind of brings up that interesting discussion of time versus money spent on the game. But okay, hey, thank you all for joining and being here. I appreciate every single one of you. I love you all. Peace.